Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. We back again with another one. Y'all know how we get down. We got this weekend recap for you guys. Also, some news and notes for this past week. We had a great weekend of boxing, and we're gonna touch on all of that. Before I do, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom. Instagram, Twitter. Tap into the website, ldubsboxing.com. So, yeah, a lot of good shit, though. So, we're going to get into it, man. Let's go. You know, we had a big weekend for sure. We're just going to go back and recap. Just Do Boxing. What's good with you, bro? He said, Cook, man, I appreciate you. Salute to you, bro. Marlon Prince in the building. What's good with you, bro? How you enjoyed them fights last night? Salute to you. All right, so we're going to go back to the Katie and Amanda, the whole fight week. So we're gonna talk about all the fights and stuff like that. Another great event. I mean, it was on Netflix. We didn't have no technical issues like we did with the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I mean, the quality of the broadcast looked great. I mean, the shit was popping up in there. You know what I'm saying? And it was sold out. So salute to them for that event. That was crazy. But I'm just gonna take you guys back during fight week. We had a couple of fights during the workout. Soto, she got the victory over Davis. It was a rematch. The first fight ended in the head class, so Soto got the victory in the second one. And then Chris Rosado, she had a solid performance over Vasquez and won that fight. Both of these fights was 4 rounds, 3 minutes. So these ladies are getting adjusted to fighting, the same way the men fight. So that's what's up. And that was early in the week. And we'll get to the full card on Friday. Tom Brown, what's good with you, bro? Yes, sir. Yep, it sure did. I thought Katie won the third fight. I did too. Yep. I thought she won this one. Clear to me. But it's crazy. I thought she lost the first two, to be honest. But I thought she for sure won on Friday. All right, just going up the card, you have Tam Tebow versus Mary Casamassa. I mean, this was one way action. To Tebow look good. Like she can be a world champion. 6'2", southpaw. Look like she got some cracks in her hands. You know what I'm saying? Got solid power. She scored a stoppage victory, and this was another one. They fought 3-minute rounds. This was a WBA title eliminator at 160. Now the landscape at 160 is kind of sketchy. It was in flux because Carissa had all the belts, and she finally vacated all her titles to campaign at heavyweight. So you have what's her name, Destiny Robinson down in Australia. She's a unified champion, IBF and WBO. She won 2 vacant titles. And then you have a title fight for the other 2 vacant titles in September. Olivia Curry versus Kay Scott. So Tebow is the mandatory for that winner, so she can fight for unified titles after this. And honestly, I think she'll win that shit. So she looked good though. That was a good performance. He said, "Yep, she did impress. She looked good." Same. I thought she lost the first 2 fights. Yeah, it's crazy how that shit be working, man. Ramla Ali versus Furtado, man. I thought Furtado soundly beat Ramla. I know Ramla landed a couple of right hands and she buzzed old girl, but it wasn't too much going on. She was getting all work. I think after she buckled her with a right hand. It looked like it was a knockdown, but her glove didn't actually touch. But after that fight, after that round, Furtado dominated to me. Ramla Ali had problems with pressure fighters, and she gonna continue to have problems. They gave her the decision. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought she lost the fight, but she moves on. She just signed with MVP. So yeah, I didn't like that scorecard. I thought Furtado won that fight. Chantel Cameron versus Jessica Camaro. That was a fun fight. These ladies was stumping. It was just Chantel Cameron had the better technique and she was the better fighter. But Jessica Kamara came to fight. She was tough, but Cameron was just better. You know what I'm saying? She's the only one that beat Katie Taylor. You would think that would be the next fight. Probably not. Chantel Cameron signed with MVP. So we'll see. And then Katie was kind of dismissing her. But I think they should fight next. This is settle the score. You know what I'm saying? But Chantel Cameron is one of the best women's boxers out there. You know what I'm saying? She put on a great performance, dominated the fight, probably 9 rounds to one, something like that. That was to me that was kind of easy money. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing Chantel go up to 47 and either fight Michaela Mayer or Lauren Price. Mayer and Price supposed to fight for undisputed, but it's crazy. Both of their promoters don't have no network deal. Boxer in the UK, they not with Sky Sports no more, and then Top Rank in the US, they about to leave ESPN Plus. So that's why that fight probably ain't been talked about as of late. But Chantel Cameron in the mix with those because she's big and strong enough where she can fight. You know what I'm saying? If she don't get a fight like that, I don't know. I don't know if Amanda would give her opportunity. Maybe Alicia Baumgartner, maybe moving up. Maybe Holly Holm. You know what I'm saying? They just signed Holly Holm, so we'll see. That'd be a tough fight because Chantel, she's basic, but she's good. You know what I'm saying? And she's tough and strong. Shanika Johnson versus Sharetta Metcalf. I mean, going into this fight, I knew Shanika Johnson is too strong for Chicken Metcalf. I knew that. Like I already knew. What I did know, I didn't think she would have the better jab. I thought Metcalf would have the better jab, but she just basically just roughed her up. You know what I'm saying? Landed a lot of good hooks, overhand rights, and Metcalf didn't have an answer. She was too little up in there. You know what I'm saying? And Shanika Johnson basically steamrolled her and got an 8th round stoppage. I don't know if I agree with the stoppage so much, but I'm not mad at it because she wasn't in a position to win that fight. It was just, but she was tough. She was tough. Didn't want to get stopped, but Shanika Johnson is a beast down at 118. She's a former champion at 122. Ellie Scotney beat her down there and sent her to 122, and she been running through shit. You know what I'm saying? She's big and strong. What's next for Shanika Johnson? They MVP signed a fighter from Canada named Amanda Gale. She's the IBO champion at 108 pounds, 18 pounds. That's the fight. You know what I'm saying? When I was watching this fight, though, I was thinking about who would be a tough fight for Gabby Fundora. I think Shanika Johnson would be. I ain't gonna lie. If Gabby was to move up, I know she got the height to move up to 118. That would be a tough fight because Shanika Johnson is strong and she's tough and she's rugged, kind of dirty, and she got solid power. That was a good victory though. I know people they gonna get on Metcalf for being 40, but she got some technical flaws, but she is a solid boxer when she getting her jab popping. But Johnson didn't allow that shit. So yeah, she got to stop his victory. Salute to her. She undisputed at 118. 122. The next fight, Ellie Scotty versus Yamalet Mikado. Man, this was all Ellie, and I'm glad that people tapped in with Ellie because Ellie been nice. Ellie been nice. She just been on Matchroom fighting on the undercards, and I don't know if people were tapped in, but Ellie has been like she's probably top 5 pound for pound skill wise. Put on a great performance, boxing wise. She did a little bit of everything. She boxed, she banged, she set traps for Mikado. I mean, she's just overall better fighter. This is a 3 belt unification at 122 pounds. Ellie got some good wins. Shanika Johnson, Mia Matu, those are 2 big wins. And this one, Mikado. Mikado been a long reigning WBC champion, and she looked like she wasn't supposed to be in a ring with Ellie. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. So what's next for Ellie? We got the last belt out there at the WBA. Flores just upset Romero for that title on Pro Box a couple months ago. That was on a Lubin undercard. Romero has a rematch clause. We're gonna see if that actually comes to fruition. If not, Flores versus Ellie would be a good fight too. Flores can fight. She's strong, tough. She's gonna bring it. If not, if she don't get a unification for undisputed, I like to see Ellie go up to 126 and fight Tierra Brown. I think that'd be a great fight. Skill wise, I think she can handle herself. I think Tierra Brown's a good fighter for sure. She's a new world champion, and like she don't have a lot of opportunities, even as a champion. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? And Ellie was talking about going to 126 to fight Sky Nicholson before she lost to Tierra Brown. So why not go fight Tierra Brown? You know what I'm saying? That's just me trying to make sense. Next fight, Savannah Marshall versus Shadeja Green. Super middleweights, unification. Boxing did something good right here. They ordered two champions to fight. You know what I'm saying? Savannah Marshall as the IBF champion. They ordered the WBO champion, Shadeja Green, to negotiate to make a fight. That should be standard across boxing so we get the big fights. But this is a good one though. I mean, two, big punches. Savannah Marshall been out of the ring for a long time. I thought she was doing okay. It was fairly even early. I actually thought she won like the first couple of rounds. But Shadeja started to get her rhythm, counter punch. I forgot the round, but she hurt Savannah Marshall with a big right hand. And I think Savannah buzzed her a couple of times as well. But once Shadeja hurt Savannah, I thought that was kind of like the turning point. You know what I'm saying? And then they fought kind of nip and tuck the whole fight. It was a close fight. I thought Shadeja Green would win the fight simply because she got big power and the other factors on Savannah's side. She was on a 2-year layoff off the ring. I know she was doing MMA, but we all know that's different. And she didn't have her coach, Peter Fury. We know if we follow Savannah, we know Peter put that confidence in Savannah. He could travel because he got some legal issues. He can't even come to the United States. He had a criminal past. So it was a real close fight. I'm not mad at the scores. I thought Shadeja edged it out, but it was close, and she got a point deducted. So it was razor thin. Of course, Shadeja got the victory, but it was a good fight. They can run that back. You know what I'm saying? Tay in the building. What's good with you, bro? They can run that back. I mean, yeah, they can run that back. I wouldn't mind that. Also, Shadeja, she unified champion there. Maybe she can go get some payback against Franchon. Then it'd be for undisputed. Because Franchon beat her. I know we talked about Carissa Shields. I like that fight too. And this is why I was telling people, they don't really follow boxing like that at the higher weights for the women. Carissa still got about 6 or 7 good opponents up there. You know what I'm saying? Like these two right here, you got the Eleni Daniels, who I mentioned before. She actually fighting her. Franchon, that's 4. You know what I'm saying? That's 4 off the top. They said that there's nobody up there at those weights. 68 and 75. I mean, that's basically those ladies on Friday, both Savannah and Shadeja, they look bigger than Carissa. You know what I'm saying? To me. So why not take that fight if it's available, whether it's at 68 or 75? So man, good fight. That was a good fight though. They were stumping up in there. You know what I'm saying? Alicia Baumgartner versus Jennifer Miranda. Now coming into this, I thought this would be the most one-sided fight, but it wasn't. It was actually Ellie Scotty and Mikado and Johnson versus Metcalf. I thought Alicia was going. I thought she would fought a different fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Allah in the building. What's good? Salute to you. JC, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. But I thought Alicia was fighting to conserve herself from getting tired. I'm just saying she was real patient. It was a lot of opportunities where she could have got busy on Miranda. And I thought she gave Miranda some confidence, and Miranda started touching her with the jab. She couldn't miss with the right hand. You know what I'm saying? That fight was close. I feel like Alicia turned it up down the stretch, but she didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I hate to say, bring this out, but when you test positive for a banned substance or have any type of PED scandal, all your other performances is going to get looked at. I don't think it was Derek James. I think it was her because if you guys seen her last fight, she fought the same way. It's just a lot of people didn't see it because they ain't tapped in like that. But that fight right there with Persoon was going just like this fight until the head clash, and Persoon, she couldn't continue. And they went to the scorecards for the technical. No, it was a no contest, I believe. So I mean, Alicia, she can fight. You know what I'm saying? She athletic. She got a lot of star quality, but that performance didn't match her star quality and what she was talking, how she was talking pre-fight. You know what I'm saying? This is a fight that she should have dominated like from the opening bell. I thought she won the fight, but it was tougher, and I thought maybe she had a lot of pressure on her. She on the big stage. She was talking about fighting the winner between Katie and Amanda, and maybe she, kind of looked past her a little bit. But she's still a good fighter, though. She's undisputed at 130. She got options, but I don't know if she's gonna get big names. I don't know if she's gonna get Katie Taylor or Chantel Cameron or I like the Caroline Dubois fight at 35. I think that would be interesting, but I'm not sure. And she do have a mandatory in Pierce soon. They're supposed to do that again, so maybe that's the fight. We'll see. He said the PD were all. I mean, shit, I can't even be mad at that because once you in that situation, that's gonna be attached to you for the rest of your career. Main event. Katie versus Amanda. I mean, they made me feel like a liar because I'll be the one on here saying the trilogies are the best fight of the three, and we go down in history. Man, this fight right here, it really wasn't a good fight actually. Now the atmosphere was crazy. The rain walks, all that shit. It was popping at MSG, but the fight was so so. Neither lady to me took control of the fight. But the thing was, this was a Katie Taylor fight. This wasn't a Amanda Serrano fight. She was shadow boxing the air. She didn't want to. I don't know what was it. I don't know. She said she was going to box Katie. To me, I don't know if that was the best game plan. Obviously, it wasn't. I feel like she could have mixed some of that up. Box, then come in and do your thing. But I thought Katie started to take control of the fight. She was just outboxing her, straight right hand. It wasn't a lot of action, so it wasn't like she was dominating, like beating her ass. But she was pot shotting, counter punching, uh, pull counters, right hands, using the ring. You know, making Serrano stop. She was throwing punches, but she was throwing at the air. You know what I'm saying? And they gave it to Katie again. This one I thought Katie actually won this one. I gave Amanda the first two, to be honest. Real razor close. This fight was close too, because there wasn't a lot going on. Like the first round, they ain't do shit. That round was trash as fuck. I'm not even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? So Katie wins the trilogy 3-0, then she can move on. What would she do? Would she retire? Would she fight Chantel Cameron? Would she take a big name fight in Ireland like Holly Holm or Cyborg to close out her career? We'll see. Amanda, she said she was going back to 26. She still got two titles at 126. She has the WBO and she has the WBA. Miranda is her mandatory in the WBA. So if she go back down there, we'll see. Maybe she can reschedule a fight with Nina Miki. You know what I'm saying? Those ladies were supposed to fight in Puerto Rico, but Amanda got something in her eye when she was getting her braids, some gel or some shit, and she had to cancel that shit. So maybe she can go revisit that. But yeah, bro. I don't know. I didn't like the game plan. I wasn't in love with it, and she came up short. So we'll see. The girls she fought look extra strong. Which one? Oh, you talking about Miranda? Oh, you listening to Tim Bradley, huh? She did look strong. She did look strong, but man, that girl Miranda, she like a fitness person, like, and she like an actress in Spain. So she was in hella shape. You know what I'm saying? But Alicia still, with that being said, she didn't box like a dominant top five pound for pound women's boxer that night. She looked kind of average. I ain't gonna lie. If she was in there with somebody else, she probably would have lost, like Michaela Mayer or Caroline Dubois. Caroline Dubois would have beat that version of Alicia Baumgartner. Bro, Mike in the building. What's good with you, bro? Serrano's trainer not that he never been that good. He just their bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? No, she do need head movement for sure. She never really had that in her game. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It was a good card though. I actually enjoyed myself. I love that the ladies got a big spotlight. So that's what's up. Last night we had Pro Box. I don't know if you guys tapped in, but y'all already know I was tapped in for sure. So Vladimir Hernandez versus Francisco Veron. Veron won a decision. I mean, kind of easy fight to score. I mean, I scored it like 8 rounds to 2. Veron was outboxing him, beating him to the punch. Vlad looked slow up in there. So Verone, this fight was at 54. He can get a big fight. You know what I'm saying? I know, like I said, Boots and Virgil is looking for opponents to come back to. Maybe Verone fits the bill. I don't know. Eric Badilio, he beat Gerardo Zepeda. He dropped him in the fourth round, and then he kind of much cruised to a unanimous decision. This was a WBC junior flyweight final eliminator, so that's 108 pounds. So Badilio is a mandatory. That's a Samson fighter right there. Verona's with Samson too. So yeah, good win. Katsui, he beat Jonas Sota, the Filipino. That was a tough fight, rugged fight. Katsui got a cut, but he was able to win. And then the Mongolian Mole, he beat Humberto Galindo, outboxed him over 10 rounds. Solid boxer. And then Carlos Balderas, he scored a late fight stoppage victory. I think it was an eighth round stoppage. He put the beats on my man and stopped him. So, yeah, I know we was paying attention to Shakur last night. Shakur's and that card and Ring Magazine, Morrell and them. But man, this was on too. What I'm saying? I had both of them on at the same time. So yeah, that's what's up. And Pro Box still one of the best out there. Their next show is I believe is August 15th. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll be tapped in for sure. Let me see. Yep, Caroline. Yep, she wants to smoke. I think Caroline next fight is she may unify with Terry Harper. That's my expectation. Yeah, he was supposed to be on that card, but he was having they say he was suffering from migraines or some type of headache that he was having, so he pulled out early in the week. Yeah, he was supposed to be on that card. All right, the Ring magazine card, man, it was actually a good card overall. I mean, I know we joke about this shit, but that Tom and Jerry comment got these guys stumping. I'm just saying, but yeah, it was a good card though. It was fun. All the fights was good. You know what I'm saying? All the fights was good. So Tatsumi, um, he got to stop his victory body shot. He was the first fight of the pay-per-view. They trying to bring him right back. He's a fun fighter, young, and he's with them. So yeah, Maria versus Katiev. That was a good fight. Real good fight to kick it off though. Um, I thought Katiev show a lot of good boxing and a lot of good instincts in there. You know what I'm saying? He was landing a lot of crisp shots. He was punching in between David Morrell. I thought he got out to a good start. I felt like David Morrell was playing around a little bit too much for my liking, and he didn't invest in the body. He made that fight a little hard. I thought if he would have went to the body a little more, he probably could have stopped Katiev. Katia was gassed out after the second round. To be honest, he just kept fighting. If you notice, he never picked his hands up. Like he was fighting with his hands down, and he was still scoring a lot of hard shots. This was back and forth. Now I will give Marrero credit. I think. Well, let me go back. He got dropped in the fifth round with a straight right hand. Looked like he was playing around along the ropes. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. He didn't have his shit together, and he got dropped. And that was a big key to the fight because I thought that was the difference of the fight. But Morrell, credit to him, he got back in the fight. He started to go to the body and push Katia back in spots. It was a good fight, back and forth, a lot of action in this fight. I thought Katia won, and I thought the knockdown was the deciding factor. They gave it to Morrell. It was a close fight. I know people well, I don't call these close fights a robbery. You know what I'm saying? If they would have scored it like 99, 91 for Morrell, that's a robbery. But the scores was close. I thought Katiev did enough to win. I thought I scored it 5-5 in rounds, but if you count the knockdown, that's Katiev fight. So Morrell moves on. We'll see what's next for him. I'm hearing November for him. So let's see if that's a PBC card or is that the Saudi card. We're gonna have to see if they're gonna give him somebody. If it's gonna be the Saudi card, I would actually like to see Morrell versus Bawaxi. I think that would be good. I think that would be good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's up. Good fight though. You know what I'm saying? I thought Playo won that fight 15-13. I'm gonna get to it too. I like Morel, but he gotta stop showboat. Yeah, man, I don't know. Man, I feel like he didn't really learn too much from the Benavidez fight because he was letting that dude walk him down, and he was sitting on the ropes, and I don't know. Shakur Paul in the clinic. I hope Tank can get it together. Yeah, I ain't really. I don't care about that fight no more. Tank don't want to fight him. Playo versus Matisse. This is another good fight. You know what I'm saying? Real good fight. Playo. I thought the first couple of rounds he was doing good. He was keeping Matisse at bay, and then he started to slow down. Then it was like the mid rounds was all Matisse to me. And then Playo, the back half of the fight, I thought he picked it back up. But it was a good fight. You know what Matisse brings to the table. He'll come straight in, you know what I'm saying? No head movement, and he'll walk you down. And I thought he would start to break down Playo, but Playo is strong. You know what I'm saying? He's not a big puncher, but he's strong. You can tell he was in some dog ass shape. And he just fought his way and was returning fire. He'll let Matisse do his thing, and then he was returning fire. But in the back half of the fight, he made an adjustment. He still Matisse was walking to him, and every time Matisse got to a certain spot, he'll throw a jab, or he'll throw a left hand, and he was tapping on Matisse, and Matisse started slowing down, getting tired. That's when I thought Playo kind of took over the fight and edged the fight out. I scored it for 7-5 for Playo. I actually thought he won the fight, edged it out, but it was close. That was another close fight. And Playo always have close fights, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't ever really trip off of rivalries because I thought Akhmadev beat Playo. They gave Playo the benefit of the doubt. This time he didn't get it. What was a majority decision? 114. That was the first score. So Matisse is a new WBC champion. You know what I'm saying? So um, I can't trip off of it because I thought it was a real close, tight fight. You know, so when you hear a score like 7-5, it could went either way or a draw. Because I seen a lot of people had a draw. Then you can't get mad. But Matisse, he get the nod this time. Playo can come back though, because Playo is a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Real good fighter. So we seen. Well, I already knew. I'm pretty sure. Well, you tapped in like that. We knew that Dalton Smith was next for the winner. So Dawson Smith is going to fight Matisse. I know people don't like how Turkey did that shit. That shit was jack crazy. But listen, I look at it like two sides of the street. Turkey said, "Oh no, you going to fight this dude in November." All right, too easy. I people don't like how he said that, but I look at it like this: not Playo, but Matisse. All these years, Matisse been calling people, been saying he's the boogeyman. Nobody want to fight him. Now you getting fights. Now it's always an issue. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is to me because I knew Dalton Smith was next anyway. So it's not really like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And I like for me, I like motherfuckers to tell me to my face what it is instead of like, you know what I'm saying? Tell me what it is. So that's one thing I do kind of like about Turkey. It do come off crazy, but I'd rather be crazy than, you know what I'm saying, not knowing what it is. And that fight with Matisse and Dalton Smith, that's a different fight though. That's a different fight. We'll see. They're gonna add that to that November 22nd card. And that's already a fire card, and I think that's a good fight too. Hopefully Matisse, he had a bad cut in that fight too. I think that was part of the reason why Playo was getting back into the fight because he busted him up, and then he was starting to run numbers late in that fight. So yeah, that was good. Opera LD was good with you. Dawson Smith going to be. You think so? I don't know. We'll see. I don't got sources. That's all good. We'll see though if Dawson goes to sleep. Now, that's gonna be an interesting fight because Dawson Smith got more pop in his punches. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Shakur versus Zepeda, real good fight. I know we were anticipating Shakur to not me, but a lot of people was anticipating Shakur to be running and all this shit. I guess he had a lot of pressure. It was a good fight, real close and competitive. Zepeda was bringing that shit though. I thought the fight was like real entertaining. And Shakur proved to a lot of people that he can fight in the trenches the whole fight, and that's what he did. And Zepeda made him do that though, so salute to him. When the fight was in the middle of the ring, it was all Shakur. When it was along the ropes, it was like 50-50. Now, a lot of those shots that Zepeda was throwing, Shakur was catching a lot of those, but he was getting hit a lot too, and it gives the appearance that you're losing. And plus, Zepeda was out working him in spots. But I think the key to the fight, though, Shakur was learning to cleaner, more effective punches. I thought he was a bigger puncher last night. I thought, other than that jab that Zepeda landed along the ropes, I don't think he was in too much issues. But I seen him kind of shake the legs of Zepeda, but he don't got he not a big puncher like that. He's probably a solid get your attention puncher, but not knock you out type shit. But it was a good fight. I thought Shakur won the fight 8 rounds to 4. Good competitive fight. I thought he started to take over late in the fight. The pace started to slow down just a little bit, and he was tapping on Zepeda. But Zepeda is tough as fuck though. I want to see Zepeda back, and he's gonna always make for fun, action packed fights. That was a good fight though. Like that was a good fight for sure. Good fight. DJ in the building was good. Lee Jackson salute. Yeah, the cards was wide. Yeah, no doubt. 9-3 Shakur. Yeah, I thought the score. I thought those scores was too wide. I thought those scores was too wide. 119, 109. Like if you break that shit down, that's one round. Then the other two, what they gave them 2 rounds and 1 round. That's nasty. That ain't right. I ain't see that. I had people trying to tell me Zepeda was a power puncher. Yeah, he's not really a big he's not really a big power puncher. He's a dozen type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I was man, look, these breakdowns, I don't know, like I be in the chat since a lot of these content creators, man, salute to them and salute to the people in the chat, but they be saying some wild ass shit. Like they said Shakur didn't have the heart to go to the body. What the fuck? He was going to the body last night. Like I don't understand it. Like I do understand it because they don't fuck with him, so they don't really give him his just due. Salute to just due boxing. They don't give it his just due. But damn, bro, like I'm not going look just because I don't like somebody. I'm not going to jeopardize my integrity in the sport of boxing. I'm not gonna like say no wild ass shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He would say he was too scared. They didn't believe he can fight in the trenches or I mean, see, this is how I look at shit though. If a fighter been fighting since they was a kid and they say they can fight in the trenches, I'm gonna take their word for it because they've been fighting in the trenches, and he showed glimpses of that in some of his fights. To say he can't do it is wild because we not in the training camps. We don't know. When I seen him have back to Akhmadev in his training camp, that's the guy that I thought beat Playo. I thought he beat Barrios too. He have a lot of real close fights. Kenny Sims, he got the same style as Zepeda. I was like, yo, he gonna be ready for this fight, for that type of fight. So yeah, that shit's crazy. I would pick being accurate with my boxing knowledge than just being biased. You know what I'm saying? Just be accurate because they be in there. This man, that shit was wild. They said Shakur don't got the heart to go to the body. That shit is funny. You know, I would never want to put myself in a position where I gotta eat some crow on some shit that's right there in my face. Like, come on. Then you gotta go back and. But what happens is they're not gonna go back and clean it up. They're just gonna say, "Well, I thought the paper, he got hit too much." You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the next one. But it's all good though. That was a good fight though. Rule exposure. What's good with you? He said, "That's true." Yeah, bro. That should be wild though. Well, it's all good though. Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? I also heard Shakur was going KOs to Pele. Yeah, that shit was crazy to me too. The way the fight played out is the way I thought it was gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I thought Shakur would move a little bit more. Well, I thought he would move way more than he did. That's how Shakur fights. It's almost like guys didn't watch. No, they watched him, but they don't give him the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? That's why like this resume shit, bro, we gotta stop doing that shit because I'm telling you, anybody resume that you break down, you can find some deficiencies and you can turn that shit back around. If you tapped in with boxing like that and you understood where that guy, let's say, okay, Shakur and Jamel Herring, right? Jamel Herring was coming off his best win of his career when he went over there and beat Carl Frampton. Yeah, that was his best win, and he had to go on the road to do that shit in Dubai in the bubble, and he did that. A lot of people was picking Frampton coming off his best win. Then that's when Shakur beat him. We don't put that into context. You know what I'm saying? We'll just say, "Oh, he beat Jamel Herring. How old was he again?" You know, that type of shit. They diminish him, and then they diminish him. Then we look at Herring's resume. Oh, he beat Lamont Roach. That win is looking like, you know what I'm saying, looking like some gold right now. So we gotta do the whole thing. That's why I don't like going through the resume thing, because people that say that, they go straight to box script. Oh, look at him. He ain't fought nobody. I hate that term in boxing. He ain't fought nobody. But if you go to the resume, everybody ain't fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? Who we gonna give credit to? You know what I'm saying? We gotta give credit to somebody. Shiraz, yeah, we gonna, yeah. Salute to him. We're gonna tap in. Nah, for real. Stop Frampton. Boxing Map does. they got calculators out too. Them shit still ain't working, bro. You know what I'm saying? Phyllis Nunez, what's good with you? Main event, Berlanga versus Shiraz. I mean, Shiraz, listen, he redeemed himself for sure off that Carlos Adames fight. Moving up in weight to 160. There was a lot of hype from Berlanga trying to sell the fight, but that shit didn't match how he performed. I think he realized early in the fight that Shiraz is different. He landed a jab that popped his head back, and Berlanga looked like, oh shit, like, yo, this might be a long night. Berlanga was slow as fuck last night. I don't know if y'all seen that, but he looked slow as hell. And Shiraz just patiently got himself together. You know, he dropped him in the third round twice. Nice type of shit. And he punching hard. He brought that power up with him to 160, 168. 6'3", got a lot of leverage on his shit. Um, then he finished him off in the fourth? Man, salute to Shiraz. That's why we gotta stop writing these fighters off, bro. Take them at face value. Shakur, he moved around the ring against De Los Santos. He said he was injured. He just want to get through the fight and win the world title, and he got criticized by that. Shiraz, and he came back and did what he did to Zepeda and end the fights after that. Same thing with Shiraz. Shiraz, I thought he lost to Carlos Adames. You know what I'm saying? Turkey was in his corner and shit, hyping him up. You know, no difference than what Floyd did with Tank. He got Tank. If it weren't for Floyd that night, Barrios fuck around and beat Tank. So, you know, it's like it depends on what narrative you want to push. But the one I like is the guys who bounce back from some situations. And I felt like Shiraz redeemed himself. Salute to him. They talk about him versus Canelo. I ain't mad at it. And they saying this whether Canelo wins or loses against Crawford, because he signed a 4-fight deal with Turkey. I'm with that. If he can't get that, but I understand him waiting for that. But I love the Billy fight. And Billy is the WBC interim champion. This was the WBC eliminator. Listen, you know what I'm saying? The way Shiraz fought, and with the way we know how Billy fight, that would be crazy. So I'm with that though. We'll see how long he gotta wait for Canelo if he get the shit next. I'm not sure, but good performance by Shiraz, bro. Now 168 getting even more better, because that's already a crazy division and it's starting to come alive right now. We'll get to see Pacheco next week. I wouldn't mind saying Shiraz versus Pacheco. Two guys, 6'3", 6'4". That'd be crazy. There's a lot of fights to be made at 68. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. Let's go. Let me see. 7-5 for Shakur. I can see that though. Disappointed in my Dominican brother. Yeah, man. I thought he wanted to fight though, but I'm with you. I'm with you though. But you know, this is boxing. He got the benefit of the doubt from a lot of close scorecards. I thought he beat Antoine Russell though, but I thought Armadale beat him, and I thought Sandor beat him. No, hold on. Yeah, I thought Sandor beat him, but razor close. But yeah, man, he can come back. Actual Facts was good. Always been trash. I like them 16 first round knockouts. I thought he was solid. But I think with him, maybe he want to be a damn celebrity rapper or some shit, and I don't think he take the crap so seriously. And he, I don't know how he take care of himself in between fights. He should have been good. He just fought in he fought what September, March, and what July. He should have been in some good shape. Berlinga Cook, he can't hang with the big boys. Man, he can bounce back. He got to keep Conley. Don't write him off. He got to keep Conley, bro. Keep Conley gonna always get him back in the mix. I missed Morrell talk, but I thought the fight was super close. Yeah, no, same sentiments. I thought Katiev actually won the fight. Yep, I'm with you. Yep, that's how I saw it. The side factor, and Billy would step on Shiraz. I don't know, bro. And Billy, that would be a good fight. I mean, that would be a good fight, and I think and Billy gonna have to shore up his defense because she throw a lot of wide looping shots. And if you're not along the ropes, and Billy really ain't getting busy or anything like that. In the middle of the ring, Shiraz has some options, bro. I don't know, maybe. So that's your opinion. Let's see. I want to see the fight. Um, I want to see Maul. I'm not mad at that either. Maul versus Shiraz. That's a good one too. Jamal got that. He got a great jab, and if he stay active, that'd be a good fight. Clean the work. Turkey is Hamza's daddy. Let's go. Berlinga's finished. Should retire. He probably won't. He got to keep Conley. Keep Conley can get him a couple of fights in Puerto Rico for some solid paydays. The thing is, he got to find a promoter who gonna really want to rock with him. If he's gonna stay with Turkey, then he gonna fight good competition. And I don't know which promoter gonna sign him. So I don't know. He might be. Needs to stop bringing in Fat Joe out. You think people saying Canelo could KO Berlinga is wild boxing math? Yeah, I mean that's how we're gonna do. The judges fucked it up. So yeah, man. Overall though, it was a good card though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of close fights. I thought only problem I had with the judging was the Shakur Zepeda fight. I thought that shit was too wide. The other ones, I think the scorecards was a reflection of the fight. It was a real close fight, but I thought Katiev and Playo won actually. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. If it was Morrell 100 to whatever 92 or some shit, whatever the score, I'd be like, yo, they wildin'. Or Batiste 99. Nah, that's crazy. But it was a good fight. Turkey's best event for me. Yeah, it was a good one. Good one right there. All right. Then we're moving on to some news and notes, man. There's some little random shit we got popping. I'm not gonna keep you guys too crazy. We got any comments, feel free, you know what I'm saying? Put them in the chat. I appreciate it. Salute to everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I much appreciate it. All right, so look, this is interesting. So Christina Hammer, we know we got Christina Hammer, Carissa Shields, Fresh on Cruz, Dessert, right? Christina Hammer been on the reign for 3 years, so she just signed a deal with Carissa Shields' manager, Mark Taffet. So she gonna make her ring return. We know she was a former 2 division world champion. One, I think she's probably Carissa's best win. You know what I'm saying at the time that she beat her, and she's coming back. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna fit in nicely at 160, 68. Maybe she can get in the mix. That's why I feel like Salida Promotions and MVP they got a bunch of women's fighters. They should do a 5v5 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They can run the whole card. MVP versus Salida. So yeah, Christina Hammer, her day got a good jab. You know what I'm saying? Good boxer. She got one loss to Carissa, but she can get herself together and come back at 68. I mean, let's see. You know what I'm saying? So that's a new. She just signed with Mark Taffet, who is Carissa Shields' manager. So she should be getting on one of these Salida cards pretty soon. I want to see Yo-Yo versus Jihad Tucker. Yeah, let's see if Top Rank want to make that. They probably should because they be. I think Jihad is expendable for them. I agree though. Playo and Timo better be a yo. I look at it like this. Maybe them judges don't like PED users though. Yeah, what is it? What my man used to say? What y'all used to say back in the day? Vada Anada. So maybe they didn't like that shit though. Maybe they didn't like the the PED scandals that Playo and Katia went through. So maybe the judges on some other shit. Yeah. There's always some other shit to think about, you know what I'm saying? I bring a different perspective, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. He said, how many rounds you think Zepeda won? I give him 4. I give him 4 rounds. Matisse and Playo truly could have went either way. Not for sure. It could, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at the scores. Jab Queen Boxing in the building. Good morning. Salute to you. You think they're going to fast track my girl? Yeah, they're going to fast track her. She's the WBA mandatory. They about to. You missed this earlier. So she's the WBA mandatory 160. Salida got 2 fighters that's about to fight for the vacant WBA and WBC titles left vacant by Carissa Shields. So you have Olivia Curry and Kay Scott. They're gonna fight in September for those vacant titles. Tam is the mandatory for the WBA. So yeah, she gonna fight instead of 1 belt, she gonna fight for 2. Let's go. She nice too. Like somebody said this on Twitter, and I agree. They said Tam with a couple of more fights, she gonna be a viable opponent for Carissa Shields. I'm with that logic. Give her about 4 more fights. Do some things at 60 because she got the height and reach. She can box, and she's tall, so I feel like she can fill out at the higher weights. So let's go. That's what me and my homie said. Yes, sir. Man, salute to you guys in the building. All right, keep it moving. So we have Denzel Bentley. Denzel Bentley is the #1 challenger in the WBO. The WBO has ordered Denzel Bentley versus Severian. This guy right here, I don't know if you guys remember. He fought on the Tim Tszyu and Baka Mutazaliev undercard. He fought a guy named Cesar Tapia. He's a fun, exciting fighter. He's going to bring the smoke. Denzel Bentley might be the biggest puncher at 160. Y'all probably don't know that, but he might be the biggest puncher at 160. He had his opportunity against Janibek a couple years ago, and he let that opportunity go. But he got himself back in position with Frank Warren. Frank Warren be rocking with the WBO too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is actually gonna be a good fight. Once they make this fight, this gonna be good because Severia is bringing that shit, bro. Like he's bringing it, and Denzel Bentley, like I said, good puncher, boxer, puncher type of thing. That's a good one. So this would be the winner of this would be the mandatory for Janibek. Janibek is a unified champion at 160, the WBO and IBF. Right now he's involuntary. That's why I think it's like so imperative, bro, that they can make that Janibek and Carlos Adames fight, bro. That should be dope. It'd be clutch for boxing fans. But sometimes a lot of times we get boxing getting its own way. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I like Denzel Bentley though. He can fight. Unifying less than 7 fights is crazy. I mean, not really crazy because the women's boxing you gotta ease in your path. Like I'm pretty sure she could have fought for the title last night or the other night. So I get it. It is per se, but it's a different type of thing because you can't name 5 fighters at 160 right now. I bet you can't. I gave you 3. You got 3 already. Name me 2 more. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, I get it though. I get it. I get it. I get the numbers. He said, no doubt. Yeah, I get you though. All right, yo, we got the return of Tony Harrison and shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much he have left. He put on a trash performance going down to Australia, and Tim Tszyu stopped him. And we ain't seen him since. But he just signed with Celia Promotions. He's going to come back on the Carissa Shields undercard July 26th. We're going to see what he has left. He's going to campaign at middleweight. Maybe Tony should have been at middleweight for the longest time because that dude been at 54 since he was with Emmanuel Stewart. How many of y'all remember that shit? That was like 2011 and shit when he used to spar Klitschko. So it's like I think he probably should have been moved up. But Tony is one of the best technical fighters. We don't. He just the knock on him is his chin, and his ass getting tired after the 6th round. We know that. That's already, and we know that 9th round. Somebody can do some research on this, but I think he been stopped in the 9th round like 2 or 3 times. It's crazy. That 9th round is crazy for Tony Harrison. But He one of the ones that we like though. You know what I'm saying? And if Tony can get it together, make one more run at middleweight as well, because middleweight ain't like middleweight ain't wide open, to be honest. So other than Janabek and Adamas, I mean, he in there with most of those guys, but we're gonna have to see. So he'll be back July 26th. Oh, Tony Harrison is back. I was asked, you about the WC Silver, and sure enough, Dawson Smith. Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Salute to you. A decade ago, 60 is wide open. Yeah, 60 wide open. Um, yeah, but like I said, we already know with Tony. We know he's skilled. He can fight, but that chin is crazy, and um, he know he gonna gas out. So we already know what that is. All right, yo. So this one is like one of my favorites though, on some hardcore boxing shit though. Otar Osarelian. So this kid Otar, he was a mandatory at 130 for Lamont Roach. Something happened. I don't know. He lost his position, but he's coming back. He's a fun fighter too. I think he's from Georgia, the country of Georgia. He got a lot of that movement like Lomachenko. Somebody said Lomachenko in the chat. This guy kind of fights similar as far as like movement. He's a good fighter, aggressive. He got some good wins on his resume, undefeated. So he's coming back. And at 130, he's in the mix if we can get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I saw this. I was like, yo, I like dude. We haven't heard from him in a long time. He was fighting on Pro Box, and then all of a sudden we ain't heard from him in a minute. So finally got some fight news for him. So he'll be back August the 9th in Pomona, Southern California. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I think I might pop out to that shit. Yeah. I like dude, because I like kind of like the underdog type story and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Here's another announcement. So Matchroom gonna have a card in Australia. Jake Wiley versus Yasib Dib. Dib is coming off of two fights with Liam Wilson down in Australia. He got stopped in one, then he went the distance in the other and lost. Jake Wiley is coming off a loss to Cambosis. He was a late replacement opponent. You know what I'm saying? Gave up a good effort, and Matchroom signed him. So he's going to headline a show in Australia. So you can't expect the undercard to be, you know, so crazy. You probably see Scott Nicholson on the card, maybe, but she might not have a crazy opponent. Tara Mona probably on the card against another heavyweight guy that he gonna run through. So it's not like a big card. Like Jay Abataya not gonna be on there. So we'll see. August 23rd. August is probably like and we don't get Tank and Roach. August gonna be like kind of a slow month for boxing. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get some more fight dates and fight announcements for August. So as it stands right now, it might be kind of crazy. All right, moving on. Here's another announcement. So this fight was announced like last week or so. Jack Rafferty versus Mark Chamberlain. It's actually a good fight. August 23rd, UK, live on the Zone, Queensbury. Um, this is a good fight. I think it's gonna be action packed. So they announced their undercard. Well, a lot of young fighters. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I like Jack Turner. He's a young guy. He got a couple of world rankings at 115, and he's a big puncher. You know what I'm saying? Zach Miller versus Weststock. You got Henry Turner. So there's like young guys. Lewis Richardson. He was an Olympian. So we got the young guys that's going to fill out that card. So yeah, Queensbury been going crazy as of late. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot. They got the heavyweight division on Smash though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So y'all tap in with this card August 23rd. I think that's Kobe's birthday and shit. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Um, the Tiger announced this card right here. This is gonna be a good one. Terramona probably. Yeah, he'll probably on that card for sure. Hope Scott Nicholson's on the other card. Yeah, she did look good at 122. Maybe she get an opportunity at Ellie. You know what I'm saying? That'd be good too. So the Tiger announced Iglesias versus Shiskin. IBF final eliminator at 168. So like I was mentioning, 168 is crazy right now. This is gonna be another solid fight. Iglesias is probably the dark horse at 68. Big puncher. He reminds me of Dave Morrell. I think he's a little bit more powerful than Morrell. I don't know. But and Shiskin is a solid Russian, good fighter, good technically sound. So yeah, so they fighting to become the IBF mandatory. So the IBF is not afraid of stripping their big name fighters, their big name champions. So that's why I say I feel like Canelo or Crawford, either one, they vacating some belts. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit's getting crazy. A lot of mandatories and shit. But Iglesias, with that, I expect Iglesias to win. Imagine having him as your mandatory. Canelo not fighting him. Crawford not gonna fight him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was telling Salita. Salita represents Shiskin. I was like, yo, you should go to the IBF and ask them to make this an interim title fight. Because Canelo and Crawford is not fighting neither one of you guys. He was like, he gonna see what he can do. But obviously, I don't know if they agree with that shit. So this is a final eliminator for the number one spot. Shiskin is number two. Uh, Iglesias is number three, and number one is vacant. So they gonna fight for that. So yeah, he said Iglesias is gonna stop him. I hope they make the interim title. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, interim title, bro, because Canelo and Crawford not fighting the winner. Now that's when the interim titles make sense. And the IBF, they don't really mess around with interim titles. The last three they had, the next fight they was champion. Boots, interim champion. His next fight, he was champion. Daniel Dubois, same thing, and then Ray Mortala. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really fuck around with the interims like the WBC and the WBA do. WBA, you guys fuck around, walk outside, and you get an interim title from the WBA. That's just how they've been giving them shits out. They just gave one out at 140 over the weekend. I'm like, what the fuck? Crazy. All right, another fight announcement. You got Mick Conlan back against Jack Basin. This is at 130 pounds. September the 5th in Ireland. Man, I thought Michael Conlan was going to retire, bro. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. He moved up from 126 after being stopped a couple of times. I don't know. But Jack Basin is a solid domestic fighter, but I don't know. We'll see. Conlan did come back and win his last fight, so I guess he got hope. It's a WBC international title on the line. I don't know, man. I feel like Conlan is. I don't know. I don't think his chin is definitely not there. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting stopped a lot. So I don't know. We're gonna see. So this is September the 5th. It's on Channel 5 in the UK. Hopefully we get some US TV. We got the return of Chocolatito, you know what I'm saying? The future Hall of Famer. He's back trying to make one more last run. Look like he's gonna campaign at 118 pounds. So he'll be back September the 12th. Man, he's supposed to came back a long time ago. He was in talks for Bam, but that didn't work out. So yeah, Chocolatito trying to make one more run. I just hope he stay away from John Two. Shit, stay away from Bam. I like a fight with Chocolatito and Donaire. Yeah, fight. Yeah. Two legends. Because I think John Two and Bam gonna go crazy on him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this came out early in the week that Jerron Ennis vacated his IBF titles. Not a big secret. Vacated his IBF and WBA. So Rolly is the only WBA welterweight champion. No super champion. It's just Rolly is the WBA champion. You only become super champion in welterweight with the WBA if you're unified. So we seen that, and we all knew that was coming. So the IBF officially ordered this for the vacant title, the rematch. Lewis Crocker versus Patty Donovan. The first fight had a lot of controversy. I mean, a lot of elbows, a lot of hitting after the bell, and Patty Donovan was a little bit dirty, but he was dominating that fight. So hopefully they can come a little cleaner. Both guys are with Matchroom. That's why I was like, maybe Eddie was rushing Boots up to 54 so he can have two of his UK guys fight for the vacant title. But it's a different style matchup. Crocker is a come forward fighter that's trying to sit down his punches and be action packed, and Patty Donovan is a southpaw boxer. But He got a little bit cracked too. So these guys supposed to fight September 13th in Ireland. They're supposed to be popping out there. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to have a nice little crowd. So and it's for the vacant IBF title. So there's gonna be you got more at stake. So that's what it is. Yes, sir. Now the IBF ordered this fight already for Eliminator, but since Boots vacated, they upgraded to the vacant title fight. It's a poor man Carl Frampton. Man, I don't. But he haven't reached the levels of Carl Frampton. Like he ain't got a win under his belt like Leo Santa Cruz and shit. And what's the other guy? Oh, he beat Leo. Hold on. Then he beat he beat Scott Quigg, didn't he? Colin don't got those wins. You know what I'm saying? So he's a very poor man, Carl Frampton. Yes, sir. All right, so it's interesting though because these guys it should do better the rematch because of controversy in the first fight. All right, so they officially announced Anyway versus MJ Akhmadev. We knew this was coming. It's no big secret, but they officially announced it. They got a couple of world title fights on the other card too. I think TK is defending his title. But yeah, this is the best fight at 122. MJ is the WBA mandatory and interim champion. Um, yeah, this is the best fight to be made. I like this shit though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was jumping the gun, calling Anyway a duck. I was telling them to stand fast. It's gonna happen. Anyway, got a whole schedule. Some fans don't like when fighters have their schedules. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like Bam already got a fight signed and ready for November 22nd. He got to win next week, but people don't like that. I like that shit. Like I like my news in my face. I don't like undercover shit. Tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? We can put it on Front Street. We can move on or whatever. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one. MJ has a chance to win this fight now. Because if we looking at it, we see Anyway vulnerable in last couple of fights. That's why I think he kind of slipping in his pound for pound shit. If guys in the top of the pound for pound getting dropped in every other fight, then you gotta bring them down. You can't bring a guy down for example Crawford. I feel like Crawford been number one pound for pound ever since Andre Ward retired in 2017. That's just my perception. But if you get dropped, I feel like you lose a peg on that. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound guys. I know it's boxing at the end of the day, but they're supposed to be the elite, right? And not get dropped. I still think Anyway is elite for sure, but that's kind of a couple of pegs down. And this fight, MJ is a good puncher and he got a lot of angles. And we've seen Anyway down from a southpaw in Louis Neri. So it's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna see. I think Anyway wins the fight, but I think it's gonna be a good, solid, competitive fight. Let's see how much MJ can take. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, best fight to be made at 122 right now. So, and we're gonna get it September the 14th. We don't have any US TV as of yet. We know Top Rank is going through that situation, trying to get a new network. So, put this shit on the zone. MJ is with Matchroom. Put that shit over there. Shit, let's go. They're the global leaders in boxing and shit, right? Let's go. What do you think about Anyway getting work? Man, perfect sparring. Perfect. Tapales did 12 hard rounds with MJ. He beat him. Anyway, fought Tapales. They can share notes. That's what it is. Boxing is a small place. Everybody know everybody. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect. I like it because Tapales, honestly, Tapales was probably anyways one of his tougher fights. I guess you can count the ones that he got dropped in, but other than the knockdown, Anyway was in control of those fights. But I thought Tapales actually gave up a lot of, he brought a lot of resistance in that fight. I love that shit. That's smart. That's smart as hell. She said, "Me too." Me too. What happened with Sam Goodman? I thought I seen him fight. Yeah, Sam Goodman moved up to 126. He's gonna fight Nick Ball August the 16th. That's a good fight too. And people saying, "Oh, Nick Ball is bringing up another 22-pounder." Sam Goodman is a big 22-pounder, and he's an undefeated fighter with one of the best wins in and around that division. He beat Raees Salim when Raees Salim was hot. So, and Sam Goodman, he got a style that he can do some things with. He can do something with Nick Ball. The only thing I worry about is his cuts. And he had the opportunity to fight anyway twice, but the cuts, he kept getting cut and sparring. And he deserved a fight with anyway because he was the mandatory after he beat Ali. Now he moved up to 26 to face Nick Ball. That's a good fight, yo. I like that shit. Anyway, for the win, agreed. I have Usyk at number one, but I agree. Yeah, I ain't mad at that. People don't like putting heavyweights, but if you look at it, he moved up from cruiserweight and he been on his shit. Usyk got a hell of a resume. So yeah, yes sir. Good stuff though. Look, I like these little tidbits though. You know what I'm saying? Tapala sparring anyway. You know, Akhmadev, he's out here in Indio, Cali, so he gonna get good sparring. Man, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Yes, sir. Also, MJ is a stablemate of Ramon Cardenas. Will Cardenas get him some work? You know what I'm saying? Get him ready for anyway. They can share some notes as well. Another thing, they got the same trainer, MJ and Cardenas. So Joel Diaz get a second look at anyway. So he already got the book on anyway because he just had Cardenas go through that, and he performed. He performed well in that fight until he couldn't take them shots. But he scored a knockdown, so he got the book. Now you're giving another a good trainer an opportunity, and that's interesting, yo. Little tidbits like that is like what I like, and those little small details can be the deciding factor. It's up to MJ to go prove it in the ring, but he should be well prepared in that training camp with all the Uzbekistan fighters, Bek the Bully. You got Butayev down there. They got a good stable down there, so he gonna be ready. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the fight. I don't think it's 50-50, but I think it's one of the best fights. It's one of the best fights in boxing, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? We really understand what we're looking at. So let's go. And then last one, of course, they announced this one, yo. This is dope. I like this shit though. I know a lot of people they down on Turkey, right? But I be liking the spur of the moment shit. This card right here, 2-3 weeks ago, we ain't have no idea. We ain't even thinking. But when you see it on wax, it's like, damn, this is a good ass card on paper. Benavidez versus Anthony Yard, light heavyweight. It's for the WBC title. Those guys' styles indicate it's gonna be a great fight. Haney versus Norman. Haney feel like he got to redeem himself for his last two performances. But I ain't really mad at the last one because he boxed well. He showed that he still got his reflexes and his legs. I would like for him to probably put some more numbers together against Ramirez, but that's a hard style to beat. Brian Norman is super hot right now. WBO champion, probably right now the number one welterweight since Boots moved up. That's gonna be interesting. Abdullah Mesa versus Sam Notes. I mean, is Abdullah ready? I think he is. Sam Notes is uh, kind of basic, but he's a strong fighter, and you can't sleep on him. Abdullah Mason is a future pound for pound star. You know what I'm saying? He got very talented. He's stepping up to 12 rounds. Let's see if how he gonna navigate these rounds. He never did it under the lights. So that's interesting. That's for the vacant WBO title. Then we got Bam versus Fernando Rodriguez. Best fight to be made at 115. The boxing fans asked for this one. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good ass fight. Um, Puma Martinez is so tricky and awkward, strong, got good work rate. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a tough fight for Bam. But Bam is the legend killer. He's nice. I love his angles. Got good power. Got one of the best jabs in boxing. He got to take care of business on next week, July the 19th, in a unification with Kofi. If he can get that WBO title off of him, he'll become unified. WBC, WBO. Then he'll go after Martinez WBA title. You know what I'm saying? On the road to undisputed. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And I when I seen this, I'm like, bro, I'm glad that they got this made. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like it because they announced the fight when he already got a fight coming up. Man, fuck that shit. They already know. They just don't tell us. Tell me, bro. Like, you don't gotta lie to me and sugarcoat to me because I'm in the business where I can get the information before you even put it out. So I like it though. If Bam is good enough, he's gonna make it. And we all agree and think that Bam is good enough. Bam is gonna have a good event next week down in Frisco, Texas. That's where the Dallas Cowboys play. No, that practice facility. That's where Earl Spence fought Ocampo. So I'm hearing they doing good ticket sales and they got a good undercard. So, man, Bam, we let's root for Bam. Let's go crazy and let Bam, and get Bam to this. You know what I'm saying? To this next fight with Puma Martinez, and then you know what I'm saying, go from there. So, I like this card, and they add more fights. Y'all seen Turkey told Matisse what he gonna do next? Let's go. I ain't mad at it. But Turkey said, Matisse said he's the boogeyman. So now you got fights lined up for you. You should be straight. He gonna fight Dawson Smith on this card. They'll probably add somebody else. Maybe in Billy versus Lester Martinez. They was talking about that. I don't know. But I don't think this card is finished. They'll probably add two or three more fights to it. And yeah, do all world title fights. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, man, I'm happy about this. Now it's in November. It's far away. I don't really care that they announced it in July. Let's go because shit, at least we know about it. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta, check my timeline to see if they announced a PBC event. We got one, so we can build up to it. They got plenty of time to promote it. Plenty of time to add more people to the card, more fights. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? As boxing, for me, I can speak for myself as a boxing fan. I just want good competitive fights at the highest level. So whether I ask for it or not, I'm ready for it because uh, Haney and Norman kind of came out of nowhere on social media type shit, and that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? On paper, big name Devin Haney versus Norman, who is very hot. Benavidez and Yar. Okay, we ain't so much was clamoring for this, but Benavidez, we know he won't gonna fight Materbia for Bivol, so they just go down the line. Who's the next? I was thinking Callum Smith, but Callum Smith and Anthony Yarde is pretty much the same level of fighter. So, shit, that's a good fight. So let's go get some more fights. You know what I'm saying? Put some more fights on there, make it a crazy event. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the American promoters they can tighten up and get some of these type of cards over here. So because I want to go to one of them shits. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be good though. They did that press conference and shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing too crazy. Haney and Norman, we know those. We seen that shit with the bodyguard and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I like this card. Yeah, it's a good card. Monster moving up or fighting champs moving up. I think after he become undisputed at 115, he gonna move up. So that's what 3 more fights, maybe. Um, yeah, I think he'll move up to 118. You know what I'm saying? And probably I think the Juntu fight. So it depends on timing. I can see Bam moving up to 18 and going straight to Juntu if Juntu haven't made the decision to go to 22 to get anywhere. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Even at 22, it's still some good fights. Yeah, that did come out left field. So yeah, I mean, I like shit like this though. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really a lot of these promoters and shit. They ain't really forefront and up front with what we got going on in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? We got Wade and guests and come on here every day and talk about boxing and what they should be doing. Bro, give me a schedule. I'm the boxing fan that wants a schedule. You know what I'm saying? I might pop out to one. I can cover it better. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give me 10 shows a month. Give me one. You know what I'm saying? PBC got enough fighters. I believe they can do one card per month. It don't have to be crazy. If you can't do one card per month, give me one every other month. I'm okay. But they ain't been doing that. Um, Matchroom probably got the most. Uh, and I don't think their schedule is like so crazy, but they got a consistent schedule. You know what I'm saying? Um, everybody got something going on. You know, it don't like I get it. If you can't do a show every month, that's cool. But man, we need everybody in the game to make boxing, crazy. So yeah, I like schedules in boxing. I love when PBC did those two rollouts back in the day. They did one for Showtime right after Spence beat Peterson. They did that big rollout. Wilder, Ortiz, I think it was Broner and Figueroa, Charlo. It was a bunch of fights. That was dope. And they did one again for Fox when they did the same thing. I like that shit. That shit get me hype as a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? And the Fox deal, they had fights. They announced fight. They did that announcement like in November, and Spence fought Mikey Garcia in March. You know what I'm saying? That's like the same time frame as July to November. That's like, ain't that the same time frame? November, December, January, you know what I'm saying? That's like 4 months, 4 5 months, same thing. They announced that shit way in advance, and we was hyped for that shit. What was it? Porter versus Ugas. They did a bunch of fights. You know what I'm saying? Kornacki versus Gerald Washington. Man, I was hyped, and just because they announced that shit early, that shit didn't slow down my damn anticipation. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, boxing is going crazy right now. Believe it or not. You know, we just need. I know we as boxing fans, and I'll speak for myself. We can't like we always gonna want more. So Shakur had a good performance last night. All right, bro, you gotta go do that shit to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do it to somebody else. We people still want the Tank fight. I'm cool on the Tank fight because Tank don't want to fight him. So we move on. Let's do Shakur versus Mortala. You know what I'm saying? Mortala, he decided not to take his mandatory yet with Andy Cruz. Maybe he was holding out for a Shakur fight. If he can get the Shakur fight, unification, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And then Andy Cruz, he's gonna be guaranteed to get the winner because he's number one in the IBF and WBC. So and it won't hurt Andy Cruz to get another fight. You feel me? So yeah, let's see how it's gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Next week we got a great another great weekend of boxing. You know what I'm saying? July is is really hitting it. You know what I'm saying? Hitting it out the park for boxing. The schedule is picking up. It's gonna be nice. We know we got the return of the legend Manny Pacquiao. Senator Pacquiao is gonna face Barrios. So PBC is back in business. Hopefully, we can get some confirmation about Tank and Lamar Roach. It seems like that fight is still on, so we waiting for that. They got a good card with Fundora and Zoo the rematch. You got Pitbull Cruz and Fiera the rematch. Figueroa on there. Gary Russell. You got Mark Masayo on there. Alan Picasso. Alan Picasso, if he wins, he can get anyway in December. So it's like it's a lot of shit. Bam Rodriguez is back. We mentioned that before earlier. Him and Kofi for the WCWO eliminate unification. Pacheco versus Macombi. Ammo going for an IBF eliminator. Amari Jones, the young prospect coming up, the Olympian. So yeah, bro, another solid card. You know what I'm saying? Also, I can't forget this one: Usyk and Dubois, the rematch. So we got a bunch of rematches next week. Lawrence Okolie versus Kevin Lorenia. Bro, next week gonna be crazy. Hey, let's go. This is what I'm talking about, yo, for the sport of boxing. Having fight weekends, good fight weekends, back to back. You know what I'm saying? I think MVP got a card next week too on the zone on Friday. So it's going to keep going, and this is what we need for boxing. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir. So I want to salute everybody coming through the building. I appreciate you guys' time. I'll be back probably Tuesday. We're gonna go over the fight week. You know what I'm saying? Cover that. Um, and this week we should be getting the WBO rankings. So if those they come out this week, we definitely gonna cover that. Because I'm looking to see Devin Haney coming to the new WO rankings as expected because he got the Brian Norman fight. Um, and then look for anything else. So y'all know how we get down. So yeah, salute to everybody coming to the building. Y'all know where y'all can find me. It's scrolling across the bottom. Twitter, Instagram. Tap into the website, L Does Boxing. That's my time, and I'm out.